What is going on, guys? This is Crozen, and this time I am back with the newly buffed Farron Greatsword and repeating Crossbow. So the Farron Greatsword got a pretty massive damage buff in this latest patch, and not only that, but they have lowered the stamina consumption of its attacks. So if you take a look at all these R1 attacks, they hardly waste any stamina now, especially the L1 spinning attacks. I mean, you can pretty much spin this thing for days if you have the stamina to do so, just because they lowered the stamina consumption by so much on this thing. So it's a lot viable than it was prior to this patch. I'm also using the repeating crossbow because this also got a damage buff. I had to take a look back at my old video just to see how much damage actually increased with this thing, and it's only 18 physical attack power. So even though that doesn't really seem like a lot, it actually makes a world of difference considering the fact that you won't be able to hit all 10 of your bolt shots. So every little bit of damage helps with this thing, and in my opinion it was a nice buff. But I'm also using the Pyro Flame, and I added the Iron Flesh to this thing just to try it out, because if you guys don't know, I use Knight for all of my builds, so by default I have one attunement slot that I can use for anything. So I didn't even intend to use this thing, but I wanted to try it out with the Farron Greatsword with the L1 attacks, and this thing actually works out really well because it has great mobility on the L1 attacks, and you can get a nice Iron Flesh buff with this thing for a couple of seconds. So completely unintended, but it works out really well with this build when you use it in different scenarios. But this is the rest of my armor that I'm using, and these are my bolts that I use with the repeating crossbow, and these are my rings right here. Pretty basic stuff that you see me using from time to time. So for my stats, I got 33 vigor with this, 34 endurance, 27 vitality, and just a regular 40-40 quality build. Now if you really wanted to maximize the damage with this thing, you can go for 60 dexterity and 40 strength. However, it only increases the attack power up to 581, so it's 20 points for 15 extra attack power. No thanks, but it's there if you guys really want to maximize the damage with this thing. But that's really it with this. Like I said, it is definitely a lot more viable now, and I had a lot of fun making this build. Combining it with Iron Flesh and the repeating crossbow, this is really one of the most complete builds I've made, and I really like this one and I enjoyed it a lot. So here it is to share with you guys, and I hope you enjoy the rest of this video. See ya.